On this episode of Street Rat Garage, we are back again with flipping cars to pay off my auto loan. Now, if you're new to the channel or just haven't been paying attention, I have been doing a series on paying off my car loan simply by flipping cars. And we started with absolutely nothing. I gathered the scrap that was left over in our yard from projects and other things, made enough money to buy a cheap car, flipped that, bought another car, flipped that. I think, is this our third car now? I think we're only on our third car, give or take, third or fourth. But I am paying off this 2021 Jeep Cherokee, this Jeep Wrangler right here. So I owe about $15,000 on this car. And instead of making car payments, I would much rather just pay it off in one lump sum. I paid about half of this in cash, and now I have to pay the other half in car flips. So hopefully it doesn't cost me anything. Now, with that being said, let's get to our next contestant here that I may not have done so well on. Sometimes you take a step backwards. I think we're gonna make some money off of this, but definitely not the large amounts that we have been making. So the last car that I had bought was a Crown Vic, a 2008 Ford Crown Victoria. It run and drove, we got it from the auction. I think we paid something like $700, $800. We put a few parts into it. We had about $1,000 into it altogether. Well, I just sold the Crown Vic for $2,000. So we made about 100% profit on that, which is, it's a little bit unusual. You don't usually make, 100% unless you're, really taking your time and getting a great deal. You make your money when you buy the vehicle, not so much as you sell it, but we did make a good deal on that one. So we're right now, I think we're at $2,000 because we put pretty much all of our money into that Crown Vic. We sold it for $2,000. We bought this for $1,000, just like $1,025 with fees and everything on it. I'll have to double check the paperwork, but I believe about $1,025. Kind of bought it sight unseen at the auction. There's some problems. Now, the reason I bought this sight unseen at the auction is because it was an arrest. Somebody was arrested in this vehicle, meaning it was driving down the road, and you would think that it would be a running, driving vehicles with, not a whole lot of problems if somebody was arrested while they were driving it. Yeah, not so much. I mean, it starts just fine. And it sounds pretty good. The heat works, power steering works, all that other good stuff, but it only has 2 gears. This is a 4L60E transmission. Only has first and second gear, like, half the 4L60s out there do. And it barely has any brakes. I mean, almost nothing at all. It's ridiculous. I can understand why this person was pulled over for driving this vehicle down the road. Now, another reason that I bought this was, it's a Chevy Silverado with a 5.3 in it, but it's got it's like buying a storage unit. It comes packed full of stuff, and who knows what's in there. My curiosity got the best of me, and it's like, I want to know what's in this truck. It also had a good license plate on it, so it's got a legit license plate. We have an aluminum ladder that we could probably sell or use. We got a creeper that we could sell or use, and who knows what else is in there. Plus, back here, it is absolutely 100% full in the back seat area of stuff. So we're gonna look in here and see if we have any goodies. All right, so I brought my other truck over here to do a little bit of cleaning, and we're gonna have a look through some of this stuff and see just what we have here. So I've been gathering some clues here. So obviously this is apparently everything this individual owned, and there's a couple signs that I saw here. So these are the signs that you have when you're standing alongside the road and asking for donations. So apparently they might have been homeless. Just because you're standing out alongside the road asking for money doesn't necessarily mean you're homeless, but it definitely means that you don't have a job. But having a pickup truck full of your personal stuff, well, that probably means you're homeless. Yeah, we know what that is, don't we? Homeless and doing, some sort of narcotics. Be careful when you're sticking your hands in here. Well, we have a spoon probably for cracking and a needle for injecting. So don't forget that's in there, and don't stick our finger on that. Also, I found some paperwork up here. I can't show it to you because it has the individual's name on it. And this is a sort of an OR form. They were arrested and released on their own recognizance. Is that how you say that word? And they looks like they were to appear about 6 weeks ago. And the truck has been impounded for about 4 weeks. So they had a warrant. They got pulled over driving this sloppy truck down the road, and it looks like they were arrested, and they're probably still in jail. And that's the reason they didn't come back and get all their worldly possessions and their vehicle. Oh, what's that? Some sort of light. So we might have some interesting things in this vehicle. We definitely have all the luggage. Well, first of all, we have shin guards. We have rope that looks like either safety harnesses. Get out of there. I don't know what that was. So, this is probably, it almost looks like it's either rock climbing gear or safety harnesses. So I'm going to go with safety harnesses, but it has shin guards in it too. So there's shin guards and harnesses. These actually, these are safety harnesses for construction workers. This is the second car that I've gotten safety harnesses out of. So this actually brings a pretty good dollar. That's probably about $50 right there. We'll just toss that to the side. And I don't know why there's shin guards in here. But there's another piece of this. This is a bowling bag. Yeah, that's what that is. It's got two little holders in there for the bowling bags. So let's put this stuff back in here. So yeah, that's that. Well, we've already made a mess and we're just getting started. Now there's probably going to be a lot of clothes in here. The last time I had a car and I had a bunch of clothes, I donated them to Goodwill. Well, apparently a lot of you don't like Goodwill. Something about being, greedy charity, something like that. So we won't give it to Goodwill this time. How's that? I had some suggestions on the Salvation Army. So we got a few bags here. We'll gather up all the clothes and send them to the Salvation Army. How's that? We're still donating them. So this is a bag full of clothes and a Jordan hat, which, is probably worth a few dollars. Sweaters and clothes. More clothes. Yep. More clothes. Most of this is just clothes. Yeah. More clothes. So all this stuff right here we'll just take to the Salvation Army, and we need a trash bag to throw some of this other stuff in. Mostly clothes inside because, I guess that's where you keep your clothes, inside your car. Well, if you don't have a place to live, wonder what's in there. Wonder if I'm gonna like what's in there. If I had to guess, looks like a good place to keep drugs. if I can get it open. Oh, like that, duh. Ah, well, 100% right. There's needles in here. I mean, they could have been a diabetic, but not with that little bit of residue. A little green leafy substance there as well. Yeah, this is disgusting. So we're just going to close that up. Actually, we're going to grab that needle and we're going to put that in there too, and send that to, where'd I put that needle? Find it first. There it is. There's the needle. I'm going to be very careful going through this truck, definitely. We'll put our paraphernalia there and dispose of that properly. We'll just leave that to the side because I think we're going to find more. All right, so I've been digging around here for a few minutes and we got this big thing full of clothes. We got that full of clothes. That's mostly trash. And there's a few more clothes here. This sweater is actually, it's kind of nice, but we'll be donating that as well. So somebody can have a decent sweater and some actually fairly decent clothes. Wanted to show you this stuff back here. I found another bag with safety harnesses in it. So that's mostly full of safety harness stuff. So that's probably $100 here, $50 in that one. So about 150 bucks there. We got our big old cutters there. If this works, that'll be cool. It's an inverter. So 1,000-watt inverter there. Hopefully that works. Just some weird lanyards and clippy things that I don't know what I'll do with that. But there was this too. If there's a battery around there somewhere for it, a little trimming saw. So I'm thinking this guy's leaning towards tree work probably. And with this slow stop sign, you know, that they often, you know, have somebody out there working traffic. So there's that. What else did I find? Was there anything? No, there wasn't. There's just some more clothes. That goes over here in that pile. Oh, there's a putter. So kind of a fancy putter. So that's a few dollars right there. I don't golf, but found this guy. Is this what they call a one-hitter? I don't know. I'm not into that sort of thing. But here's all the magic here. So yeah, not good. Definitely not good there. So yeah, you know what's going on there. So we need to get rid of that ASAP before the cops come along and wondering what I'm doing with that. Some personal grooming equipment right there, which will probably, I don't think anybody's going to want somebody else's personal grooming equipment, so we'll probably just throw that as away as well. This goes, I don't know where that goes. It goes either in a dumpster or we got to turn that in somewhere. Big machete. So this is probably more trim tree and stuff. So I'm pretty sure this guy was a tree trimmer of some sort, and things might have got rough for him. And yeah, he had to pack up all his stuff, and that would explain the ladder too. Had to pack up all his stuff. It doesn't explain the giant tractor tire though. I don't know about that. And move on down the road. There's a thing underneath here, but this is just mostly junk. This is just garbage, just empty cases, pack rat stuff, screwdriver, hats. Like I said, you got to be careful just poking around here because this guy was into some freaky stuff. A suitcase underneath here, which may or may not have anything else in it. Let's see what we have here. More clothes. So, yep, just more clothes to add to our clothes pile. We're not going to find a pile of money in any of this stuff, probably not. Ugh. Yeah, we know what that's for too. Oh, there's a vial of something. I don't know what that is, but maybe he was diabetic. Maybe, I mean, we can pretend like, you know, yeah, we're not going to pretend, but there, I don't know what that is. Nexoline, or is this the stuff you use when you overdose? Maybe that could be. Yeah, he had a rough life. I feel bad for the guy, but there's a lot of it there too. I feel bad, but you are the master of your own destiny as well. So, unfortunately, his stuff has to go, and we'll get a new life with somebody else who will hopefully appreciate it. So, wow, that's a lot of stuff. And another suitcase underneath the seat. More clothes. Yep, just more clothes. Clothes. Unfolded clothes too. So hopefully there's nothing weird hiding underneath there, because I would hate to donate this stuff and there'd be some narcotics or something hidden in there. That would be bad. But I'll have a little bit better look, because we don't want that to happen as well. Before I donate this stuff, maybe we'll send everything through the washer one time real good, so we don't get any funny stuff in there. Now, as for the rest of this stuff, I think we're gonna have to take this up to Street Right Garage Worldwide Headquarters after the snowfall we're about to get. Tomorrow morning we're gonna get, like, you know, I don't know, 4, 6, whatever inches of snow, and it's gonna be quite messy. So this is gonna have to wait on this truck for us to fix it up. Let's see, we got bed frames, we got gas cans. There's probably nothing of value, I would guess, in some of this stuff, seeing how he had it in the back of his truck. And whatever it is, it's been outside for about a month in the rain. But the ladder, the creeper, I don't know, there's probably only another couple $100 worth of stuff in here. But hopefully we find something. There's some Tupperwares down there. There's an office chair there. So who knows what was going on here, but hopefully we can find about $500 worth of stuff in total to sell and donate. The climbing harnesses are a good start, definitely. But yeah, let's look at this truck overall while we're here. That's what we're supposed to be doing, looking at the truck instead of all the junk in it. So it is a 2004 Chevy 1500 half-ton, and it has a 5.3 liter engine in it. And it's starting to get dark outside already. It's only 5 o'clock. Anyway, we got it from the abandoned and impounded vehicle auction. The problem is, it says, you know, it has keys, it runs, it went into gear. Yeah, it went into gear. Now I'm seeing this, it says 1, 2. Apparently, that must be what that means. It has first and second. So I wish I would have known that before. It doesn't explain any of that here, which would have been a nice deal. I mean, just seeing 1 and 2, don't know what that means. This means it has a key, so the guy brought it in, I guess, or it came in when he was arrested. So it has, I don't know how they knew it only had first and second gear. So, but yeah, that's what I'm guessing that meant. And anyway, it starts and runs just fine. Shoot. Fires right up just like that, and the heat works. I drove this across town probably about 15 miles, first, second gear only, and with very, very little brakes. I mean, they go all the way to the floor. and I'm only feeling like one side catching. I mean, it was sketchy as can be. It's sort of creep up on stoplights sort of deal and hope that nothing bad happens. Now, if we look here in the engine compartment, it looks really good and it sounds fantastic. I mean, this is like most 5.3s, it sounds really good. I mean, these things go forever. I hear a slight gasket tick from the exhaust, probably at the flange there. But the engine is pretty clean, and it looks like it has new coils on it, you know, all the way around. It may have had some intake work, but those coils, those are newer coils. So that's an expensive tune-up. And the battery is newer. It's not new, but somebody replaced that battery. And the master cylinder is empty. So I put fluid in the master cylinder. I didn't see it leaking, but it obviously went somewhere. So that's part of the problem. But as far as this underneath the hood, it's just fine. Oh look, there's one of the brake pads. It doesn't really look like, I don't know, I can't remember. That doesn't really look like for this truck, but it probably is. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's gone. This goes there. There's no brake. There's not even a brake on that side. So the caliper's missing altogether. So that is the reason we don't have any brakes on the front. I'm glad I didn't buy a master cylinder for that. I was thinking about it going down the road. It's like, should I buy a master cylinder for this? And there's no brake caliper back here either. So that's lovely. Somebody was driving this down the road. They were driving this. It has a brake caliper there, and that one was working. The rotor's all nice and shiny. Does it have one here? Yeah, it has one here. This one was working. So we only had brakes on this side of the truck. Those two are gone, and explains where our fluid went to and why we have no brake pressure. So that is sketchy. This is probably the sketchiest vehicle that I have ever driven. So besides the transmission only having first and second gear, and the fact that it has no brakes on that side of the vehicle, it's not so bad. Now, it's also leaking transmission fluid here, and since that is transmission fluid, since it's leaking it there, that means the cooler, transmission cooler is leaking, which may have come from this dent. So another speculation is they only have brakes on that side. They hardly has any brakes at all. They probably run into the back of somebody, had a warrant for their arrest. The cops come and take them to jail. There goes the truck, and they're probably still in jail. See, I'm surprised I even made it here with a leaking that bad. I put 2 quarts in it. Oh man, but this side, it's okay, except for this area right here, which is still not so bad. It's got a little rust right there. And oh, did you see the tire on the other side as well? It's got this dinky tire, a small tire on this side, and it's beat up and dry rotted as well. So they were definitely doing something not right. But overall, trucks are getting expensive, and if we can toss the transmission in this, put the brake calipers on it, which we have a parts truck about the same year. It's an 05, this one's an 04. We should be able to put this all back together for very little money, and yeah, we should be able to make some coin off of this. The problem is it's going to snow, it's going to be cold for a few weeks, so this may take a little bit longer for our flip. Oh, it is cold outside, but the heat works just fine inside of this truck. It's going to take us a while to clean this thing out, though, that's for sure. It is filthy. Ew, what's that? Anyway, here's the plan. We finished cleaning this out. We dump the giant tire somewhere. I don't know where. Wonder if we can sell that as one of those like exercising things that those people flip. You know, that might, I'm gonna have to look into that. That actually that tire, it might be worth, you know, 20 bucks to somebody for exercise equipment. We'll look that up. But yeah, we'll take the rest of this stuff up to Street Rag Garage headquarters. We're towing this there because it's 60 miles from here up to the shop. And we are not driving this thing that far. It is way too sketchy. First and second gear and no brakes. Definitely not doing it. So we have about $1,000 into this. We sold the last car for $2,000, and I'll have to do the math on it, but we should have a little bit of money left over from where we bought the Crown Vic and did the repairs. So even though we spent $1,000 on this, we should still have in between $1,000 and $1,200. If the weather's going to be bad and we can't get to work on this, we can buy a second car, so we can have two cars on our next flip, because we still got about $1,000, $1,200 to spend on something, and flip that and this. But make sure that the next time we buy, we check it out a little bit better than we did this. This is not going to be fun. Well, that is going to wrap up this quick walk around on this truck, and we'll get to working on it as soon as this storm hits. But that is going to wrap it up for this episode of Street Rag Garage. Until next time.